Alright, welcome everybody. My name is Jorge and welcome into my casa. Today what I'm making is empanadas. Very good favorite, especially for people who love it, you know, RJ. Well, it's very simple. For those who don't know and want to know how to make it, it's very, very simple. First thing you need, it's a very hot skillet, which is smoking. So let me attend to that. Very simple ingredients. Pretty much all you need is, first off, green peppers, onions. You got a little bit of beef broth, but they come in cubes. A little bit of sazon, oregano. One of these bad boys, you know, brings back good times. Salt, pepper, you know, right there, salt, pepper. Also some olives, whole, whatever. It's going to go in the blender anyway. And, you know, the star of the show. And if you can look, I mean, I really don't go so lean or so, you know, so much beef. You gotta try a little bit of the fat. That's what brings out the flavor. But right now, for what I got in the stove, I just diced up some potatoes, very thin. I mean, you can see it. You know, it's pretty hot. Wasn't very smart. You know, very, very, very thin cut, just like that. Let it boil for probably about 7 minutes. Also, what I threw in there some eggs. I threw 2 eggs to boil. A lot of people are like, why do you throw eggs in empanadas? Because it brings the flavor out. Right now, let me throw some onions on this stove because it is burning. We don't want it to burn. And a good way to know how hot your skillet is, because it's got to be hot, because we want to cook these onions where it's translucent, where you can see right through them. And the way to do it, you can hear the ooh, that's what we're looking for. Oh yeah, listen to those bad boys. And just give that a little toss and forget about it for a little bit. Just forget about it for a little while. Now, also you're going to need a blender. Food processor is fine, whatever you want to do. Pretty much what I'm doing is chopping up some green peppers. These bad boys are going right in there. And also what I'm going to put in here is some garlic. And also the olives, the green olives. You know, if you're going to buy them, make sure you buy the ones that don't have they're already pitted. They already had the people who don't know, it's what you call taking out those big seeds that's in the middle of them. Let's put those bad boys right in. I prefer to also use my own water. I don't trust the water in Florida. You know, sue me. Just grab a handful of these pits, just throw them right in there. It's okay. The more, I believe, the merrier. Pop one in your mouth if you want to. Delicious. You can smell the aroma from the onions. But I do a little trick, and not a lot of people used to do this, especially not my folks, like my mom, my grandmother. They would even occur to drop in a little bit of wine inside the onions, because also what's in that pan of onions is olive oil. But I like to put a little bit of cooking wine. You hear it? Just a little bit, probably like three tablespoons. And also in the blender, I'm also putting 5 garlic cloves. And to those who know me, whose favorite, paper plates. I love paper plates. Sometimes it gets a little jammed, so you gotta stick your spoon in there. Make sure you don't do it while it's on. It'll fuck shit up. And once it's nice, I mean, you can do it however you want to do it, just as long as it's broken up. And to give you a close look at what I'm talking about, here, let me zoom in. This is what I'm talking about. When it's nice and saucy, that's what we're looking for. For now, we'll set that aside. Now what we're going to do is grab our ground beef. Because our onions, as you can see, they're almost translucent. I don't know if you can see it that well, but from my point of view, they're translucent. So now, ground beef, voila. Just break it up a little bit with your hands. You know, make sure your hands are clean. And other than paper plates, my other favorite, paper towels. I love it. And now that you can see that it's in there, the ground beef, now we're going to put a little bit of salt. Not easy doing this with one hand. Now I'm going to set this down because put some pepper right in there. If you were to want to know how much pepper I use, sometimes I like using a lot. Don't over pepper it though. Just give that a nice little mix around, kind of break up the meat, because you don't want huge chunks in them. Let that cook. And the potatoes and eggs are doing good. They probably got another 4 minutes. You can't overcook them either. I mean, you don't want them really, you don't want the potatoes too soft because they'll just fall apart. Some of you know what I'm talking about. And rule of thumb, always, 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 please, clean as you go. A clean kitchen always is a happy kitchen. Now I'm putting a little bit of oregano. I just put probably about half a teaspoon in. Now I'm going to put a little bit of my old school remedy, Sazon Goya. You know what I'm talking about, right, RJ? Alright. Put that in there. One will do, one whole package. Don't be scared of it. And always, if you're not sure, taste it. Taste what you're cooking. That helps you determine what you're making. And then you're looking for a nice, good, before you add your pepper sauce, what I made in a blender, you're looking for a nice, good yellowish orange color. The meat should be pretty much browning up, just like it is now, and I'll show you here in a moment. Let me free up one hand. And if you can see, a nice, good orange, yellowish color. We'll put this right back over here. Alright. And now, pop open the tomato sauce. Give this one more turn before I do. But as you see, I mean, it's very, 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 very simple. Anyone can do this. Anyone. So Brittany, if you're looking at this, even you can make this. It's very, very simple. You just gotta follow a few steps. Once you put in your tomato sauce, let that sit for a little bit. And then also at the same time, I add in my little special blend. And what it should look like now. I know it looks kind of funky looking, but believe me, if you can smell what I'm smelling, it smells amazing. Not easy to focus the camera and do this at the same time, so I apologize about how the camera has been moving around, but That smells so freaking good. And you can use this sauce for anything. I mean, you can even put pasta on this and eat it, put rice, open up some beans, put some rice and put this on the side. Forget about it. Alright, and we're going to let that sit. And our potatoes look almost about done. When those bad boys are in there, forget it. Because when you put them in there, you see all this excess sauce? The potatoes just absorb all that when it's out of the water. So, once we put all that together, part 2 of the video will be coming up. So, I'll show you what the end result will be like. Thank you. Have a great day.